Do you feel like you're losing strength in your legs? Have you ever had trouble getting up from the couch, climbing a step, or walking without the fear of falling? Loss of leg strength is one of the biggest challenges of old age, and it can steal the autonomy, freedom, and even dignity of those who have lived so much. What starts as a simple imbalance can end in serious falls, hospitalizations, and long periods in bed. According to the journal Geriatrics and Gerontology International, nearly 40% of seniors over the age of 70 show some degree of muscle weakness in the legs, which increases the risk of falls and physical limitations by up to 3 times. But the good news is that science has already proven it's possible to reverse this condition with simple, natural habits, even at advanced ages. Today, you'll hear the powerful story of Dona Francisca, a 97-year-old woman who spent months unable to get out of bed with stability. Her legs trembled, her steps were short, and her fear of falling kept her from leaving the house. But with support, faith, and discipline, she found 6 transformative habits that completely changed her muscle strength and gave her back the freedom to walk without fear. If you feel like your legs are getting weaker or know someone facing this challenge, pay close attention. Dona Francisca's story might be the key to regaining your stability, your confidence, and your life. Dona Francisca had always been active. Even after turning 90, she insisted on tidying up the house, tending to the backyard plants, and preparing her own coffee every morning. But slowly, something started to change. First, she noticed she was getting out of bed more slowly. Then came the stumbles. Her legs trembled, especially at the end of the day. Her steps grew shorter, her body heavier, and her confidence vanished. One morning, as she tried to rise from the couch, she felt as if her legs simply wouldn't respond. She reached for the coffee table to support herself, but it was too late. She fell. She wasn't seriously hurt, but that scare changed everything. From that day on, she began to avoid longer movements. She stopped taking care of the yard, stopped walking to the corner, and every time she tried to get up, the fear returned. She would say, "It's not the pain that scares me, it's the weakness. It's knowing my legs might fail me at any moment." That's when her granddaughter, a caregiver for the elderly, made a decision. "Grandma, we're going to change this. You won't live in fear. I'm going to help you." And so the transformation began. Dona Francisca started a new routine, simple, safe, and done right at home, with patience, faith, and persistence. They followed 6 natural and powerful habits that brought back the firmness, balance, and strength of her legs. And the first one started with something that seemed small, but awakened the muscles from the inside out. Number 1, the chair exercise that awakened her sleeping legs. In the first week, Dona Francisca didn't believe she could do it. "These legs don't obey me anymore, my dear." But her granddaughter insisted, "Let's try, just a little bit each day. It's seated, it's safe, and it's powerful." That's when she began what they called the dignity lift. An exercise done from a chair, simple but transformative. She would sit in a sturdy chair with her feet firmly on the ground. She'd take a deep breath, place her hands on her knees, and try to stand using only the strength of her legs. No momentum. She'd stand for 3 seconds, then sit down again with control. At first, she could only do 2 repetitions. In the second week, she reached 4. And a month later, she was doing 10 with no support, alone, steady, confident. Science confirms it. According to studies published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, the sit-to-stand chair exercise significantly improves leg muscle strength, stability, and functional balance in the elderly, drastically reducing the risk of falls. It is considered one of the safest and most effective exercises for seniors. And it can be done at home without any equipment. How Dona Francisca did it: 1 set of 5 to 10 repetitions once a day. She used a chair without wheels and with a firm backrest. She did everything calmly, always mindful of her breathing. This small habit became a symbol for her. It was as if every time she stood up by herself, she was silently saying, "I'm still here and I still can." And the second habit would come from nature, a sacred food that strengthens the muscles and boosts circulation. Number 2, the ancestral porridge that nourished her legs from within. Dona Francisca always had the habit of having breakfast early, but after her legs started to weaken, her appetite disappeared. She would eat anything. Many times, just a dry piece of bread and a cup of weak coffee. That's when her granddaughter prepared something different, a recipe she learned from an Indian therapist specialized in longevity, a quinoa and banana porridge with spices made to strengthen the muscles and feed the body with wisdom. At the first spoonful, Dona Francisca smiled. It was creamy, smooth, comforting, and as the days went by, she began to feel the effects, more energy, less fatigue, and even more willingness to walk. The strength porridge recipe: 2 tablespoons of quinoa flakes, 1 ripe mashed banana, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of honey, optional, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, 200 milliliters of plant-based milk or hot water, a pinch of ground cinnamon. She just needed to mix everything and heat it until it became a nutritious porridge. The science behind it: quinoa is a complete source of plant-based protein, essential for maintaining and rebuilding muscle mass in the elderly. Banana provides potassium and slow-release energy, preventing cramps and fatigue. Turmeric and cinnamon have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, helping with muscle recovery and circulation. According to studies from nutrition research reviews, diets rich in plant proteins and phytoactives like those in turmeric help preserve muscle strength in old age. How Dona Francisca did it. She ate the porridge every morning before her exercises. She alternated the banana with cooked apple or papaya when she wanted to vary it. She called the recipe firmness porridge. And little by little, her legs, once weakened, began to respond with more vigor and less pain. But the next habit would come from an even more powerful place: water. Number 3, the contrast bath that awakened sleeping muscles. One night, Dona Francisca complained of an uncomfortable sensation in her legs. They feel heavy, like they're no longer mine. Her granddaughter then prepared 2 basins, one with warm water, another with cold water, and simply said, "Trust me, Grandma, this will help you more than any medicine." She dipped her feet in the warm water for 2 minutes, then into the cold for 30 seconds, and repeated the cycle 3 times, ending with the cold. In the first few seconds, she felt a slight thermal shock, but soon came relief. As if the blood started flowing stronger, as if the muscles were waking up. What science explains: contrast therapy, alternating between heat and cold, intensely stimulates blood circulation, activates deep muscles, and reduces inflammatory processes in the joints and muscles. Studies from the Journal of Physiological Sciences show that this practice improves tissue oxygenation and reduces the sensation of heaviness in the legs of elderly people with poor circulation. How Dona Francisca did it. She used 2 basins, one with warm water, not hot, and another with cold water. She completed the full cycle in 10 minutes. 2 minutes in warm, 30 seconds in cold, repeated 3 times. She applied it every night before bed when her legs were most tired. Over time, this ritual became part of her routine. It was simple, yet powerful. She used to say she felt her legs breathing again. And the 4th habit would come from something even more subtle: a gesture, a memory, a song. Number 4, the ritual of music and movement that reignited her strength. On a Sunday morning, while her granddaughter was cleaning the house, she turned on the radio and played an old song that Dona Francisca used to listen to with her husband. It was like opening a window in time, her eyes filled with tears, and without thinking, she began to move her feet to the rhythm of the music. First, just tapping her heels. Then she lightly lifted her knees one at a time. Soon she was sitting, dancing with her arms and moving her legs like she hadn't done in a long time. Her granddaughter approached and said, "This will be our new ritual, the dance of the soul and the muscle." Every day for 5 to 10 minutes, they would pick a song from Dona Francisca's youth. And there, even while seated, she danced with lightness, emotion, and joy. Science confirms, studies published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience indicate that music combined with movement activates areas of the brain related to balance, coordination, and motor control, especially in older adults. Moreover, musical memory is one of the last to be affected by aging, which reinforces emotional connection and stimulates the release of dopamine, the hormone of pleasure and motivation. How Dona Francisca did it. She chose one song per day with her granddaughter. She danced sitting or standing, respecting her limits. She embraced the moment as both exercise and a celebration of life. This habit brought lightness back to her steps and joy to her heart. Because sometimes the strength we need lies in what makes us feel alive. And the next habit would come straight from nature, in the form of a forgotten but powerful oil. Number 5, the oil that brought warmth and lightness back to her legs. During one of the visits to the neighborhood market, Dona Francisca's granddaughter found a small glass bottle with a handwritten label, "Castor oil for external use." She remembered a conversation with a nurse who spoke about the benefits of this oil for circulation and muscle pain. That very night, she brought it home and applied it to her grandmother's legs with a slow massage from the ankles up to the knees. The result was surprising. Dona Francisca, who often said her legs felt cold and lifeless, began to feel warmth, lightness, and even a tingling sensation as the circulation started flowing again. And so a new ritual was born. Before bedtime, the granddaughter warmed the oil in her hands and applied it with care, massaging the muscles with upward strokes. It was more than just a physical treatment. It was a gesture of affection. What science says: castor oil contains ricinoleic acid with natural anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. Studies from the International Journal of Naturopathic Medicine indicate that topical application of castor oil improves peripheral circulation, reduces the feeling of heaviness in the legs, and relieves muscle pain in the elderly. How Dona Francisca did it. She applied warm castor oil to her legs every night before bed. She massaged for 5 to 10 minutes, using circular movements from bottom to top. She let the oil work naturally overnight. Over time, this habit became one of the most anticipated parts of the day. She said it was like bringing life back to her legs, and that's exactly what it did. But there was still one last gesture missing, silent, symbolic, and powerful. Number 6, the touch of her feet on the ground that reconnected her body with life. One morning, upon waking up, Dona Francisca took a few seconds before getting out of bed. She sat up slowly, placed both feet on the floor, and simply stayed there, feeling the cold texture of the floor, the firmness beneath her heels, the reality of that moment. Then she remembered what her granddaughter had told her. "Before walking, Grandma, feel the ground. It's here, and your legs are too." From that day on, Dona Francisca created her small morning ritual. She sat on the edge of the bed, placed her feet on the floor, and moved her toes with intention, with presence, with gratitude. And then she stood up, calmly. She felt the strength rising through her legs and took her first steps of the day with courage. Science explains. Studies from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy show that mindfulness practices combined with conscious movement of the feet and legs improve postural balance, strengthen neuromuscular connections, and reduce the risk of falls in the elderly. The simple act of feeling the feet on the ground activates brain areas linked to stability and motor confidence. How Dona Francisca did it. Upon waking, she sat and let her feet touch the ground for 2 minutes. She moved her toes, rotated her ankles, and took deep breaths. Only after that, she stood up firmly and began her day. It was a silent gesture, but within it was the most powerful message of all. I am present, and I move forward. Today, at 97 years old, Dona Francisca walks firmly to the gate of her house every day. She no longer needs support to get up. She no longer fears falling. And her legs, once weak and silent, have come back to life with balance and strength. These 6 natural and simple habits changed her life, and they can change yours too. If you feel like you're losing strength in your legs, know this: age may advance, but strength can be regained. You just have to start. Conclusion: we've reached the end of this powerful story. If you've made it this far and enjoyed what you learned from Dona Francisca, write in the comments the phrase, "My legs will be strong again," and rate this story from 0 to 10. Remember, age is just a number. It's all up to you. Start today. See you in the next video, and may God bless you.